Good afternoon. It's January 8th, 2024, and today we have an uptrend day, clearly. My first target was the measured move of the overnight range, and you can see we went a little bit sideways there, but it was really just uphill. One thing I want to say is Mack always trades the 2000 tick chart. Mack is a master of this stuff. He's been doing it over 20 years, but for someone like me who's only been doing it 3 or 4 years, I can't see all the details in this chart that I can when I look at other time frames. So if you look at how much easier it is to see what's happening here. This is the 6500 tick chart. Extremely easy. This is the 13,000 tick chart. It is extremely easy to see. Look at this is a 1-bar correction. 2-bar minor correction, 3-bar you could argue minor correction, 1-bar correction. Here it's not as easy to see those details. So I love Mack. I love the way he teaches. I'll get to the daily chart in a minute. I love the way he teaches. I'm so grateful that he was my teacher, and has been my teacher and still is. But it's so difficult to see those details unless you're a master of this. But anyway, here's what I just wanted to point out: the daily chart. So this is the crash during COVID. We made this move, corrected to about 50%. I do believe we're going to 5,000. And you can see we just bounced today. And there's an hour left until market close, so a lot could happen, but it looks like we're bouncing here. So anyway, here's the 2000 tick chart. So we made this move up in the overnight, had a break, moved to a new high, so we're above the overnight highs shortly after market open. We get a correction down to about the opening price, which is pretty normal, and we go a little sideways. We bounce, and then we go higher. And so it's pretty clear that we're making higher highs and higher lows here. So maybe you take this failed second entry short. It looks like a second entry long. It's aggressive, but it's reasonable. And you can see we're just going sideways really by then. So you get the second entry long right here, not a good setup. Higher low here. A lot of dojis in here. Boom, higher low, but it doesn't even trigger. And you get a higher low here. So reasonable to enter any of these. I don't see anything in here. And then we get a bounce off the trend line here. First entry, second entry long. It's also a failed second entry. And I mean, really, you can argue for any of these, but you're going to need to hold, and that's hard to do. Get a second entry long here. Finally, we get this break, and it continues to move up. And so we hit this measured move, and that's where I took my profits. I entered, I think I came in today at like 7:30, entered at like, I think I entered in here, somewhere in here. Because I think I was at 59. So I exited at the measure move. And that's a reasonable place to take profits, but it's more reasonable if you're looking at this chart. It's less reasonable if you're looking at these charts, because these corrections are so minor, or here, that why would you take it? I think up here. Yeah, that's not a great signal bar, but it's still a bullish doji. And if I continued to hold till it hit the top of the channel, I would have had 50 more dollars in the MES. So anyway, we hit that measured move, and you get a second entry right there. And you could argue for that, but do you get burned? It looks like you might get burned. 70, 50. So you just would have scalped out, and that's why I just don't. It's really tough when the chart's looking like this to take some trades. Uh, but you get this. This kind of looks like a two-legged pullback. You get this higher low. And that's really all you get. So I really think, if you're not a master of this, I think you got to be watching these other time frames. So the reason I liked this one today is it was so clear that prices were responding to the EMA on this chart. It was not clear on the 2000 tick chart. Prices are going on both sides. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.